You need to do hard things. You need to take them head on when they come at you. And you also need to plan on doing hard things. Why? Well, you may not know this, but you're in a spiritual battle right now. Now that might be off-putting to a lot of you. Oh, great, this guy's going to be some religious guy and preach at me. It's not what I'm saying. When you look at math and science and all of the information from all teachings, what it really comes down to is everything starts to transcend to this. There's no better word for it than spiritual state, spiritual subject. All right. Now, what am I talking about? Right now, you are fighting against things that are inside of you. You have struggles, you have problems, and you are failing constantly and sometimes winning. But you have to win. And why do you have to win? Because all of the hard things that happen to you in life, the day-to-day, right? Maybe you miss a payment on a bill, or you, get in a car wreck, or you lose somebody. Who knows what it is? It could be anything. Stub your toe. These things that happen to you are a test every single time. And you might say, it's a test from God. It's a test from the universe. But really, it's a test from yourself. Right? And why do I say that? You have inside of you an eternal, internal witness. You have somebody who is sitting and watching. You have this inner consciousness that is not speaking, not participating, but simply witnessing. Okay? Someone may call this something like the ego or the super ego. But think to yourself, when you're thinking in your own head and you're having a dialogue, who are you talking to? It's yourself, right? Well, if you're talking, then who's listening? Or if you're listening, who's talking? So what's going on here is you have a part of you on the inside that's watching who you are and who is memorizing all the things you do. And this person then creates an image of who you are. And this self-image becomes self-fulfilling. It's your spirit. If you shriek in the face of hard things, what do you think is going to happen when you look at yourself and you see yourself cowering or not standing up to the challenge? You're going to assume that you are a weak person because you are going to have this new image every single time that you falter. Now, every time that you do something to overcome, you'll think, maybe there is something more to this person who is me. Okay. This is it sounds kind of fruity, I understand. But look, you need to overcome things because it builds up your inner confidence. And when you have your inner confidence, you will then go on to do more things that are challenging. When you take on these new challenging things, it opens up new opportunities to you, and it ends up allowing you to be more successful by taking the chances that you may otherwise never have taken, right? The opportunity you always miss is the opportunity that you never, right, take. It's a cliche. So look, here's something very important. We'll make this a little more practical, right? You have to, in life, challenge yourself, right? Not just for the sake of being challenged, not because of other people are watching you, but because you are watching you. All right? And when you witness yourself overcoming an obstacle or a thing, and you defeat it, every time you do that, your inner self becomes more satisfied with you. And when this happens, here's what's cool. You start to have less stress. You start to have less anxiety. You will be able, when you go into a group or a room and there's people, speak with a deep voice, and you'll be able to actually say what you think is true without cowering. This is pretty obvious. This type of stuff will get you out of that very, loss mindset type of person. It'll put you into an abundant mindset. Okay. So, doing hard things. This is, I say spiritual, because I think that there is negative forces who are trying to overwhelm you and trying to cause you to fail. That way, you can become your own self-defeated entity that won't stand up to things when things need stood up to, for yourself or for others. Okay. Personal example. When I was young, I actually went to a conference. It was called the Do Hard Things Conference. I was maybe 14. And it talked about how there was all these young people doing hard things. And when they did hard things, they ended up gaining the attention of a lot of people. And every time they accomplished a hard thing, other people then saw the potential in those young people. And they then would go to them and give them something a little harder. And when they'd give them something a little harder, they would then prove themselves in this, and they would start becoming successful in many things. They call it a winner effect. When you win once, you can roll into another win that may be slightly bigger, not too big, and then you go into another win. And you win and you win and you win and you win. You need to do hard things. I took that conference very seriously, and I made a list of hard things for myself to do when I was very young. And I accomplished a vast majority of those hard things. Some of them, they were a little naive of me to think I could do. I was like 14, 15. Like, they're just some silly stuff that just wasn't realistic. But that wasn't the point. The point is I did a majority of them. One of the things I did was I built a house. I joined the military. I got a black belt in karate. And I did many other things. And those gave me an internal confidence so that I would try to go out and accomplish more. And it made my life better every single time I did one of these major accomplishments, or I just in the day-to-day took on hard things. Okay? So maybe you right now are somebody who doesn't have a lot of accomplishments, who doesn't have a lot of things to make yourself feel confident. And you are acutely aware of it internally. You almost don't want to even think about it that much because of how you can feel embarrassed about it, or you can feel, a crushing anxiety about it. But here, look, you can get out of that. And how do you get out of that? You do it one little thing at a time. You have to stack your wins. How do you stack your wins? You take one thing that you know you can do, or maybe can do with a good probability, and you do it. What would be a great example of this? Well, for starters, you could do something with your body. Maybe you don't have any money, maybe you don't have a lot of time, but your body is always something everyone has. Even if you have some disabilities of some type, you at least can do something to improve it. And this was one of my first steps, was I learned how to master my body. Now, right now, I used to be an athletic freak, but that's not the point. If you could do something as simple as do 10 push-ups a day, right? You start taking mastery over yourself. It's important. Yourself. And you can do that for 30 days. You've created a win. But you have to also set a requirement for what the win is. So it can't just be, I'm just going to do 10 push-ups and I'm just going to do them forever. No. Do, to start with, 10 push-ups a day for 30 days. And you don't even have to do them all at once. Just do in each day, in 24-hour period, those 10 push-ups. And at the end of the 30 days, you will have something that will help build your confidence so that you will be someone who goes out and takes on the world more. And maybe you can go out and you can have more abundance, more of the things that you want, wealth, a better lifestyle, all these things. But you have to do something. You have to be responsible. You have to take responsibility, right? Don't get caught up in philosophy and all these things. Live in the moment, live in the now. When it's time to dance, dance. Don't think about it, right? So for starters, try maybe the push-up thing. And once you get to that 30 days complete, celebrate it. Tell somebody, right? Or you could treat yourself to something, whatever it is. And then once you do it, sit down, reassess, and then move on to maybe saying, I did 10 push-ups for 30 days. Maybe now I add something into that to take more hard things on to build up on top of. So what do? You do 10 squats, 10 push-ups, 10 squats. Can you do that every day for 30 days again? All right. These are small steps. Maybe you need something much bigger to try for you, but the concept still applies. And if you are somebody who is much further along, you can probably see the value of this and how it could be something you could apply at a larger scale. Maybe it's something way bigger, like I'm going to make $100,000 this month, or, for the whole total year, I'm going to make X amount of money, etc. So other than that, guys, let me know what you think about this. This is very practical. I can back this up with tons of data if you want it. Very simple. Hey, have a good day. Thanks.